Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Denise Chesney, and we're getting prepared to begin the webinar on our startup calculator for nurses and nurses going into business. I have about a minute left before we start. So anybody that's on here now, why don't you just put into the chat box your name and where you're from? Let's see. Let me see. I see. Oh, Jody. Hi, Jody from Texas. Oh, glad you could make it. Sarah. Hey, Louisiana. Okay, so we are moving eastward. I am in Los Angeles, California. I have Andrea from Washington. Okay, back to my coastline. And there's a Bill. Bill, happy to have you on here. Oh, I can see that you are, I'm like, finish typing. You are here from, Ohio. I am originally from Pennsylvania, so we were kind of next door neighbors. I'm going to give it a go now. Get ready, get your pens and everything ready, but don't worry too much because I'm happy to email this to you when we are finished. I'm going to share my screen. And hi, we're going to get started. Let's see. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Hi, and welcome. I'm so happy that you all have joined in. I am Denise Chesney, a registered nurse for actually 40 plus years, if you can believe it, with my master's degree in nursing. On this training, you will learn how to complete the calculator for starting your own biz and the startup funds you will need to get up and running. Many of us as nurse entrepreneurs have felt uncertain about transitioning to be our own boss, feeling lack of confidence in ourselves or lack of support, financial and emotional, and not knowing who to ask for help, or lack of expertise and fear of the unknown. Don't worry, I get it. I get it. The good news is that I have simplified the process of starting your own biz with my newest product, the Nursing Biz Essentials. What we are covering today are the startup considerations you will need as you start on your journey. Listen, life is short and the risks are too great to begin a business in an area that you don't love. Otherwise, you're just creating another job for yourself. If you're passionate and excited about your new business venture, you'll be more likely to succeed. Success requires dedication and commitment, and that will be more likely if you're doing something that you enjoy. On days when commitment flags, think about why you started your business. That why will help you get up in the morning on tough days. Successful businesses solve a problem that keeps their ideal patients awake at night. Hospitals help people heal when they're ill. A health coach helps people achieve better health for more energy and vitality. A foot care nurse helps patients perform tasks they aren't able to do themselves. Staffing agencies help healthcare organizations solve staffing shortages. A good nurse consulting business saves people time and money and/or improves their health and well-being. When you identify whose problem you can solve, you can direct all your marketing efforts toward them. Where do they work? What do they read? Where do they gather? For legal nurse consultants, for example, the ideal client is an attorney whose cases include medical issues. You can meet them in the courthouse, advertise to them in legal journals, and network with them at trial lawyer association meetings. Knowing your ideal client makes it easier to find them. Listen, you have an RN license and the accompanying experience and skills. But do you also need a certificate to succeed in your new business? Certification costs time and money. So if your business requires only your nursing acumen, perhaps you can forego certification, especially if your ideal client doesn't find value in it. But if certification will help you acquire new skills specific to your business venture or is valued by your clients, look for a reputable accrediting body and budget your time and money wisely as you earn certification. And actually, we're going to come up again with this in a little while. There are a number of different business ideas for nurses out there. Whether you're looking for a home-based business idea or an idea that allows you to travel to different clients in your area, there are a variety of options that may align with your skills, your interests, and your schedule. First things first, if you have decided on what you're going to do in your new business, you will need to register it. And government requirements, for instance, for staffing agencies vary, but you would need to obtain an LLC, which is a limited liability company. This is when you establish a unique name for your nurse staffing company that does not already exist as an LLC in your state. The registration process is dependent on your state, so be sure to check out your specific location's rules and steps to make sure this is done fully and correctly. Once you are registered, you'll get a tax ID number to pay business taxes and employee withholding. It will also help you open your bank account. Here's some advice from one of my mentors that I will never, ever forget that she gave this to me. Make sure you have enough finances, whether it's your own or your investors, to operate for at least 6 months. Starting any business costs money at first. Many healthcare facilities and customers, including hospitals or patients, or even legal businesses, can take weeks to pay their invoices, and you need to be able to meet payroll. So it's critical that you have enough money set aside to make it through the very lean months. These are just some preliminary items to consider regarding your desire to be your own nurse. Ask yourself these questions to figure out your skills and passions. What aspects do I like most about my current job or the healthcare system I'm working in? What aspects of my current job do I enjoy the least? Is there a specific population of patients that I prefer to work with? Do I enjoy sales? Would I want to be a pharmacy rep or something along that line? Or would I prefer a job that deals less with people and more with the background and administrative tasks of the healthcare industry? Am I good at noticing problems and finding solutions? And here's a big hint, most nurses definitely are. What weaknesses slow me down at my current job? And what types of tasks am I best at and do I enjoy? You know, nurses are highly trained and we have been taught skills, have learned skills on the job, and use these skills in our workplace, but also in our everyday lives. They will be super important as you embark on this journey. Let me tell you that we are steps ahead of Joe Public, who decides to start a biz. We have skills that we've learned and used in our careers. Communication, ethics is huge. Obviously, our physical endurance and our bladder capacity, I have to say, gets us through long hours of work. We have absolutely developed and built teamwork skills, leadership skills, especially if you're in a management position in nursing, interpersonal skills, budgets. I've done more than my fair share of budgets for units and for whole departments, and time management. Each one of these skills will be important as you start on your journey. While there are many reasons to start your own business, an important one to focus on is doing something that you're truly passionate about. Operating your own business can certainly increase your income, but that should not be the sole reason you go into business for yourself. Focus on choosing a business that will allow you to do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. Choosing a business idea for nurses that meshes with your passion will make the long hours that you'll inevitably work, at least at the beginning when you're first getting things off the ground, just a little bit easier. The bottom line is nurses have a special set of skills and a highly specialized knowledge base. This means that there are a number of business ideas for nurses that you can explore that don't have a ton of competition. Plus, skills in the medical industry will always be in demand. So if you're ready to branch out from a traditional hospital role to bring your skills to people's homes or even online, it's very likely you'll be able to find a great deal of success with your new business. And let me tell you, since the pandemic, the past year, nurses are highly regarded as heroes in our world today. And what better time to embark on a new journey, meeting people's needs, than when they're actually considering you as the hero. I'm helping nurses escape the burnout, the politics, the backbiting, the physical and emotional wear and tear of nursing, while still using your nursing knowledge to help people. So let's just get started. We have to identify your startup expenses. Most businesses fall into one of three categories: brick and mortar businesses, online businesses, and or service providers. You'll face different startup expenses depending on your business type. In the calculator, you will see that I left some spaces for these exceptions. We will cover the general startup considerations here and guide you to personalize the calculator to your needs. Now, Joe Public will have some of the same startup necessities that we as nurses do. You have to consider office space. Are you going to be working from home or in an office or even in a retail spot? The equipment and supplies you'll be needing, communications, your utilities, licenses and permits. We're going to be covering all of these in the upcoming slides. So let's start with this: one-time startup costs for nursing biz. These are the startup items for most startups, but they are equally important for a nurse biz. Let's start with the box in the top left, the business purchase price. Are you purchasing a biz from someone else, or are you franchising? Are you buying your way into someone else's practice? There are a multitude of nurse business ideas, from nurse practitioner practices to doulas, to nursing staffing agencies, to childcare, to research, to inventions, to senior services, inventing, writing, blogging, and even retail. I have to mention here that I've actually been involved in several of these different aspects in nursing businesses. And so this startup calculator will be super important. But if you're following along on the calculator that you downloaded, business purchase price is there, the first item for you to fill in. The second one, office rental deposit, is fairly self-explanatory. However, you might have to give a security deposit or build it out to satisfy your career or pay less month's rent. I highly recommend an attorney to review any of these kind of leases that you would be signing. And we're going to be getting to legal and accounting fees in a little while. I have done both. I have rented office space. I have rented brick and mortar. My preference and what I'm doing now is working from home and traveling a lot so that I can absolutely be my own boss and create my own time schedule. Office supplies is something that almost everyone will be needing. That includes everything from paper clips, pens, clipboards, whiteboards, computer supplies like paper and ink, paper cups, toilet paper, paper towels, anything that you can think of that you will need in your space to run efficiently. Add that all up, and that would go into the office supply category on your calculator. Computers and software. How many computers will you need? Depends on, are you a one person occupation or career here, or are you having helpers, or do you have a partner? How many will you need? Projection screens. You're going to be definitely be needing software for accounting and for scheduling. There's so much software out there available today. My master's degree that I mentioned earlier is in nursing informatics, and that really gave me a head start in being able to adequately prepare for this item in my calculator. There's tons of software out there to help you do everything from creating your own calendar to staffing to time management, even end of day. Take a break at the end of the day and just calm yourself down. But it's out there. So if there's anything in particular that you know you're going to be needing in advance, add it here to the calculator. Forms includes anything from business cards, letterhead. If you would need an intake form for patients coming in to see you, take home information for clients, treatment plans that you wanted to have them take home. These are all just ideas for you to consider for forms and what forms you'll be needing to do your business. Office furniture. Now, this is going to be probably a larger expense than you expect. If you are operating out of an office space, you're going to be needing anywhere from one desk to multiple desks, chairs, side tables. Are you going to have a waiting room? You're going to be needing waiting room furniture. You'll need a fridge. You'll need decor. Are you going to have plain white walls? Or are you going to have some interesting artwork hanging on your walls as people enter your space? Give this item, office furnishings, a lot of thought, because as you walk around your space, you're going to realize, think about what it's going to look like as a client walks in, whether it's a clinic, an office. Just give it major thought. Now, here we are back again to the business license and any necessary permits. We talked about business license and how to get that. You need to be applying to your county and or your city, and most of these applications can be done online. In terms of, let me save this until we get to the attorneys, which will be coming up shortly. These are startup costs for Nursing Biz Continued. For obvious reasons, you will need liability insurance. That is to protect everyone involved. Malpractice insurance, especially if you were involved in any licensed duties that can be performed by an RN. If you're going to be treating people, if you're going to be starting IVs for, vitamin drips, if you are going to run your own dialysis unit and be connecting people to dialysis, you will definitely need malpractice insurance. Now, you might not have needed that in the hospital setting, because a lot of the hospitals that I worked with in the past provided that for us. But when you're out on your own, this is definitely a startup cost that you cannot ignore. Now, legal and accounting fees. Both of these you will need from day one. Your legal counsel should help you decide what type of business organization you will need, such as, are you going to be a sole proprietor? Are you going to operate as a partnership? An LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, or a basic S Corp or C Corp. Your attorney will guide you in that realm. Most of my ventures have been LLCs, limited liability, which speaks for itself in regards to the liabilities that are involved. But I highly recommend that you start day one and find a legal advisor that you can count on. Also, your accountant will assist you with financing, banking, payroll, taxes. So this option is critical to get legal and accounting personnel on with you from the start. Professional development for yourself or your employees, depending on your choice of business, do whatever it takes for you to be an authority. People will come to you and look for you to be the authority in whatever you're providing. And you need to have the professional development to back that up. Now, regarding a website, I'm fortunate to have had computer knowledge to do this myself especially because of my master's degree. But you can pay someone to develop and design your website, your logo, and assist with hosting and security. One of my suggestions, unless you know someone already, is a site named Fiverr, Fiverr, which specializes in freelance workers looking for jobs. You can locate someone on Fiverr to do any of this development of your website for you, and design your logo and any other artwork that you might need. Now let's just briefly discuss initial marketing expense, your promotional and launch. These expenses might include mailers and mailing lists, email blasts, cold calling, attending networking events, or even conventions. Much of this will depend on what type of biz you are creating. Is this a small business and you are in the market for local clients, or is your business national? Both could necessitate social media marketing and SEO, which is search engine optimization. Let me tell you, there are not many phone books left in our world, so the yellow pages is just not an option for you to rely on to let everyone know that you're in business. So I really have specialized a lot in social online marketing over the last, I would say, 7 years. And the results have been fantastic, but consider exactly what business you're going into. Again, is it local or do you need national attention? Will you have employees? If so, you must consider their training, bringing them up to speed with what you're doing, their salaries and their benefits. So you need to include that in your startup calculator. I would include the first month on the calculator, but again, maintain enough for you to get through 3 to 6 months in case the revenues aren't coming in as quickly as you were planning. Will you require specialized medical equipment? Add the deposit for that equipment and the lease to your startup funds list. Will you require a vehicle? The lease and deposit, fuel, maintenance, and insurance should be added to your startup list. And actually, let me mention that a lot of these things are write-offable when it's time to do taxes. So that's where your accountant is going to be your new best friend if he isn't already. Miscellaneous is the area that I inserted for you on your startup calculator for items that I might not have touched on today. And I mean, that could include everything. I did mention, I know there are a lot of vitamin clinics around run by nurses. All those supplies you would have to account for as a startup cost. If you're retail and you're going out and purchasing product to resell, All of those people, and here it is, initial buy of products, they all require a minimum order to get you started. So you'll have to account for that. If you are doing fetal ultrasounds, that kind of equipment, if I haven't covered it anywhere else. So make sure that you give this area a lot of thought. Signage. Are you a brick and mortar? Then you will most assuredly require a sign. If you are embarking on a retail venture, then your initial buy of products will be an expense to add to the list. And my recommendation to you regarding that right now is to do a lot of searches. In a recent business that I've started with a partner, we looked at 40 different vendors before we chose who we were going to be purchasing our first lot of products from. Everybody has a different minimum order, and the markup scheme is different for everyone. So take your time with this and give it a ton of attention. Your initial bank deposit and hopefully 6 months of money for you to sustain while growing should be added to your startup. And my last item on here is a mentor. This has been a critical part of my success and that of many nurse entrepreneurs. A mentor can save you dollars, heartache, setbacks, and serve as your support while you are venturing into the unknown. I cannot underestimate the importance of a mentor's counsel. When we first started in nursing, we had a preceptor who hopefully showed us the ropes and taught us how to prioritize, think critically, and organize. A mentor can do similar, reduce the amount of time it takes to be successful, and decrease your stress, anxiety, and fear. I've had several mentors in my career as a nurse entrepreneur, and each one of them added valuable knowledge and expertise to what I was doing, and I am forever grateful. Remember that business always requires an investment of time, money, and effort in varying degrees. Forming an official startup business plan before you move forward is a great way to visualize your goals and company, organize your thoughts, and plan your finances. Getting it all out in the open will help you stay focused and prepare you for questions and challenges that may arise as you move forward with your new nursing biz. It's also a great way to present your business to other companies and the public. I was instructed in the beginning by a mentor to create a business plan for my first entrepreneurial go at it, and it served me so well. If you are in need of any kind of investment, whether it is friends and family, angel, even if you're into the capital venture level of investing, you will absolutely have to have a business startup plan. And everyone will ask you for it. Even a few banks will ask you for it these days. The essentials of a business plan. These are the critical parts, but there are additional areas that need to be added as well. But you will want to have an executive summary, a company description that explains in depth your vision and what you want to do. Absolutely your products and services. A marketing plan will have to be spelled out from launch day onward, how you intend to market your business and your services to the world, whether again, it's a small town or national or even international. You'll need a financial plan that includes your projected revenues, your projected sales, and your projected expenses. What your markup will be bringing in, and how much you're going to be able to, and this relates to the investor plan, how much you're willing to give up of your company if you're going to be asking for investors to help you start up. You'll need an operational plan that shows them how you are operating day to day, and a management and organization set up so that anyone looking at this can see who are the founders, the CEO, and the officers of your company. And again, the investor plan. I've had a lot of experience with this one, this part of the business plan. And investors are looking, they want to see what's in it for them. And that will be one of the most critical parts of your business plan. So let's talk about the takeaways here. You can add more hours to your day, but you can find your own rhythm. Learn to work with what you have. Be an active learner. I would even say be a lifelong learner, which is something to my credit. I got my RN when I was 19 years old, and I worked clinical for 15 years. I then got my bachelor's degree when I was in my 30s, and I got my master's degree when I was in my 50s. It all has led me to where I am today. Nursing has served me well, and it has affected every aspect of my life. And even the entrepreneur part of my nursing career has certainly allowed me to be my own boss and make my own schedule, and clearly updated my income levels. Tap into available resources to maximize success. Balance your family's needs. This is super important because you don't want to add frustration. Leverage your strengths, be realistic, and tap into resources and any mentors that you can find. Bottom line, as a nurse, any product or service you offer will have a built-in X factor. That goes back to nurses being heroes in this COVID and post-COVID time in our world. Okay, listen, guys, I have a discounted offer for you just because you're here and because I want to help other nurses. Again, I've had a career that I've loved, has affected every part of my life in positive ways, and I want to be able to give back. I am offering a masterclass in creating your business plan specialized for nurses. The plan that we just spoke about, if you were going into business, that you will absolutely need. Because you attended this webinar, and I can tell that you are serious about being your own boss, I have a special offer just for you. My Biz Plan Masterclass is usually $997. For you today, I am slashing that price to $697. I'm giving you $300 off of the original pricing, just so I can help you get a wonderful start to your new career. The $697 will include 4 online modules with directions on how to complete the various sections of your new business plan. There will be workbooks with every module for you to download. And we'll be doing a launch call together, you and me, to dissect your genius idea for a nurse business and make sure that you get off to a great start in the class. We'll also do a final call on Zoom with me to assess and congratulate you for your new nurse entrepreneur business plan. I am thrilled to be able to help nurses branch off and find other areas besides hospital nursing that where you can show off your genius and your special abilities for with empathy and tasks. I'm here for you. I'm making this offer. I hope you take advantage of it. I'm so excited. What's next? So if you do not want to miss out on this special offer, and then you are in the right place at the right time, because I have the plan for you. A business plan will enhance your likelihood for success. Follow this link to enroll and jumpstart your nursing business with me. It is a link here on the slide. If you want to take a screenshot of it, that will get you to the order form as quickly as possible. But if you can't get that screenshot or take a picture with your phone, I'm going to be emailing you my slide deck shortly after we finish so that you can have all the information that I've provided here today. Theme of my life is I go through my life with an attitude of gratitude. I am grateful for my family, my children, my dear friends, my career, and everyone out there that I can help. I just want to thank you for your time and thoughtful considerations. And if you have any questions, just email me at denise@denischesney.com. I'm wishing you a successful and fulfilling journey with your new venture. If I could do it, so can you. I am wishing you all the best and hope to see you in the courses. So take care, and we'll be talking soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.